Here we go, just walking around. Alright. Wait, what?
What are you looking at, my guy?
Man, you've really changed.
Yeah, it's called evolution. Look it up.
You've got astronomy and physics, botany and ecology, zoology, geology, chemistry and biology. Wanna understand the world and all that it is? Then sit back and kick it with this list of science whiz.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. I'm your host, Miss Liz, the Science Whiz. On today's episode, we're going to be learning all about the theory of evolution. This is Charles Darwin theory that says there's a gradual change in organisms over time. When Charles Darwin proposed his theory in the 1800s, he didn't do it without proof. He examined plants and animals such as finches and noticed that their populations were changing over time. Since then, we've discovered lots and lots of other forms of evidence that show the theory of evolution is something we can hold true. Fossils are remains or traces of organisms that lived long ago. We can use them to determine how a species has evolved over time. Scientists examine layers of sedimentary rock to determine the relative ages of fossils they find. As they move up the rock, they can see how different species have changed as the rock gets younger. Scientists use the study of embryos of different species to compare the similarities in their development. Let's take a closer look. Here's an example of several embryos at the same point in their development: a chicken, a fish, a turtle, and a pig. There are many similarities between them. Can you tell which one is the pig? If you said bottom right, then you are correct. These similarities led scientists to believe species may share a common ancestor. As science advanced, so did our knowledge of biochemical similarities, or more specifically, DNA. Geneticists have studied the DNA of living species and noticed very similar patterns in the gene sequence. Did you know human DNA is 96% identical to chimpanzees? And even more shocking, our genome is 90% similar to felines. Perhaps the most simple evidence of evolution is anatomical similarities. Organisms with common ancestors will often have similar structures or other features. We call these features homologous and vestigial structures. Homologous structures are organs or body parts that appear in different animals. They have a similar structure, but often a different function. These can be seen in things like forearms, wings, and flippers, as seen in these drawings. Vestigial structures are body parts that are no longer needed but were once used by our ancestors. Some examples are tailbones or back limbs on whales. To demonstrate the how and why species adapt to their environment, let's conduct a little experiment, or as I like to call it, a game. In order to do this experiment, you'll need a multicolored pack of toothpicks and a green grassy knoll. What you'll do, you're going to take your toothpicks and without looking, you're going to dump them over your shoulder. Then have a friend or a parent count to 10 as you pick up as many of them as you can. So I'm going to do it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Time.
Look back at your toothpicks and see how many green ones you were able to catch. What does this tell you about which species can adapt to this environment? Fossils are a great geologic tool that scientists use to determine how a species has evolved over time. Unfortunately, they can take up to 1 million years to form. Lucky for you, I'm going to show you how to make your very own fossil in less than 24 hours. In order to do this experiment, you'll just need a few at-home ingredients: a large mixing bowl, 1 cup of flour, half a cup of salt, and a 1/4 cup of coffee. You'll also need a sheet of wax paper or a plastic plate, and then a few things to make your fossils of. Mix your flour and your salt together first, then slowly add the coffee or water until you achieve the desired texture. Knead your dough together into a small ball and press it flat on the table. If your dough feels too sticky, add a little bit more flour. If it's too dry, add a little bit more water. If you want to make multiple fossils, use your knife or your cookie cutter to cut your dough into smaller pieces. Then take your items, whatever you chose, and you're going to press it into the dough and gently pull it out. Let your dough harden for 12 to 24 hours and you will have your very own fossil.
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
Oh yeah, I think we're related, aren't we?
Yeah, we definitely have a common ancestor.
But that was like millions of years ago. I wonder what happened. Okay, show off with your feet and your legs. I'm so sick of this.
Don't be mad that our common ancestor adapted and yours didn't.
You know what? I'm over this. Get out. I'm done with you.
Fine.
I guess I'll just walk away.
Good riddance. That's our show. Thanks for watching. Remember, next time you're out bird watching, you could be only moments away from a revolutionary scientific discovery. And as always, keep investigating.
You've got astronomy and physics, botany and ecology, zoology, geology, chemistry and biology. Wanna understand the world and all that it is? Then sit back and kick it with this list of science whiz.